Today's video is sponsored by Keeps. If you guys don't know what Keeps is, it helps you keep your hair. Luckily, we don't have this issue right now, but we could in the future because 2 out of 3 men experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35. The best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it while you still have some hair left. Keeps has revolutionized the way men are being treated for hair loss. You used to have to go directly to the doctor's office to get a prescription for your hair loss, but with Keeps, you can meet with a doctor online and get medication sent to your house every 3 months. Say goodbye to pharmacy checkout lines and in-person doctor visits because with this product, you can do it all online. Remember that prevention is key. It can take up to 4 to 6 months after treatment to see any sort of results, so it's important to act fast. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/boostedboys or click on the link in the description below and you'll save 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/boostedboys. I just want to give a huge shout out to Keeps for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back into it. I almost wanted to make a joke. I almost wanted to tie in like when these cars are giving you a problem and like you want to rip your hair out. That's okay because now you can rip your hair out because of Keeps.
It's only funny because how bad it is.
Is it bad?
It's pretty bad.
Well guys, unfortunately, Cletus and Cars got postponed until March 27th. That is going to be the end of next month. I guess the weather this coming weekend is just not going to be ideal. They would have to not allow drag racing because it was going to be too cold. The weather up there is still really bad. It's crazy how much snow Texas is getting right now. And yeah, so unfortunately, postponed the event, which kind of sucks obviously for not being able to come out and hang out with you guys, but it's also not too bad for us because then we'll have some more time to work out the bugs on the 240 because it would have been a last minute deal. We were going to test if it could even do a good burnout in front of everyone. That was going to be its first outing, but now we actually might be able to get it buttoned up and maybe bring it over to the Freedom Factory and see if this thing wants to do a burnout, and if something breaks we can address it from now until then. So we have over a month to get ready for it. And you know, I don't know where that puts us with the MR2 because we were going to leave it on this setup just for this last event until we kind of change some things over. So I think with the MR2 we're going to run it maybe this weekend as well, see what it does, and then start making our big changes, fuel system, all that stuff, and just start going right into it. But yeah, like I said, March 27th will be the next Cletus and Cars, so if you guys still plan on coming out, we will be at that once it goes through. And then I think the Florida one is still on track to go. I don't know the date on that one though.
Sometime in April.
Yeah, whatever date the Florida one is, I think it's still happening on that date. So I'm really excited about today's video because we're going to be working on Waggo. Real quick, I'm going to pull this thing out and then we'll tell you guys what we're doing to it.
Out of all of them, this is the one you should have washed the window on.
Honestly, hey, are all the coils in there plugged in?
Nope. What in the heck are you doing here, guy?
Missing one.
Stealing parts for other cars.
Yeah, I took the coil out of that and put it in that #1 hole in the MR2 to make sure that the coil wasn't the reason the MR2 was making that weird noise. And I don't know where that coil went, so I'll go find it. So right now we're actually getting ready to take Waggo on an 1.5-hour drive, and we are dropping it off with a guy named Adam. His Instagram is BodeVision. He reached out to me and offered to do the bodywork and paint up one of our cars, and I thought what better car to do than Waggo. I think out of the whole fleet, Waggo probably deserves it the most. It has been wrecked, it's been abused. I haven't gave this car any attention to, you know, bodywork and paint ever since I bought it, which was like 5 years ago now. The only thing I ever did to it was redo the engine bay, which came out really good, but the outside of the car over time has just been deteriorating. It used to be pretty clean when I first bought it, but as you can see, she's seen better days. I know a lot of you guys have said you want to see Waggo cleaned up and just looking nice, get some new wheels on there, and you know, just be proud to show this thing off. So we're slowly trying to step it up, get all the cars looking good. It's happening over time, and you know, we got the red MR2 back there. The white MR2 is like kind of clean. The hatch definitely needs some love. Minivan needs some love. They all need some love, but we're gonna slowly try to make them more presentable, get them a little cleaned up over time, and yeah, we're gonna start with Waggo. So I'm super excited. This was my car to replace the hatch at the time because my hatch was my daily driver back when I first started building it. I bought Waggo to get around because the hatch was always down while I was tearing the motor apart. I didn't have a car to drive, so that's where Waggo came in. Little did I know these things would become so popular one day. I just happened to find out that these came in 4-wheel drive models after I already bought this one, and Turns out mine was a 4-wheel drive model. I literally had no idea when I bought it, so that was a plus. And now people are taking these poor things apart, stealing all of the all-wheel drive stuff out of them, and the shells just get scrapped, which I think is kind of sad, but you know, we're gonna make Waggo nice and keep this one preserved, make it presentable, and then maybe we'll turn her up and stuff later on. But for right now, we just need to get Waggo looking clean. For those of you that don't remember, I wrecked this car before we came out here. Someone cut me off and I kind of swerved out of the way, hit a curb, and it bent this control arm up pretty bad, tweaked a lot of stuff in the front end, and the fender was completely trashed. I posted a video not too long ago asking if anyone had a fender, ended up tracking one down, so that is actually getting sent over to Adam's place right now. And then I might need to track down a couple doors. The passenger door on this side has a little bit of rust right here at the bottom. Right now it doesn't look too bad, but when you open the door, the rust is actually pretty deep and it's starting to separate the seam right there, so it might just be easier if we can find a whole door to replace that door. And then also the driver's side passenger door in the back has a pretty big dent in the side of it, and it's also missing the trim piece. We're gonna try to replace those. I actually do have a passenger door in Colorado that I bought just to do this, but we didn't have enough room when we came down here, so we might just have to track down another one. Our original plan was Jamie was gonna bring the door down with him for Cletus and Cars, since they were gonna meet us down there anyways, and then I would get the door, we would drop it off. But since Cletus and Cars isn't happening now until March, we're gonna probably have to track down a door or something. The bumper's hanging off on the back over here. It's rusting out right here in the corner. I don't know if I showed the other side, but when I first bought this car, that's a lie. I did actually do some body work on the outside once. It had a huge hole right here on the driver's side, and I did actually cut all that out, weld a new piece in, did the body work, and I repainted over that because I worked at a body shop for a little bit. But now this side is getting pretty bad. It's not as bad as the other side was, but that's gonna need to be cut out and repaired. This bumper is kind of falling apart. We're gonna see if we can like plastic weld this piece right here. So yeah, a lot of little things. Waggo needs some attention. Here you go.
Just throw it.
Finally getting Waggo all cleaned up. Remember all the memories in this thing?
I remember
all the snow drifts.
I remember writing a book about how to drift in the snow in this car.
Back in the day,
the
dude.
OG days.
Remember when it was lifted and we go 4-wheel it over medians? Yeah, we've made so many memories with Waggo, so she definitely deserves to get cleaned up. One of the OG cars on the channel. If you go back to the very first video on the channel, it was a video filmed, I believe, upright on my phone, and it was me fixing the distributor on this car when it had the single cam in it and it was bone stock. The freaking rotor fell off inside the distributor and it shut off.
Pretty sure I was at your house that day when you were filming that.
No, you actually edited that video though.
Oh, did I?
I filmed the video and made it by myself, and then you edited it. And then you put the little background music over it.
Oh, yeah.
I just shot you the footage.
Yep, that's how it was. The good old days.
That was a long time ago.
Dude, so long ago.
She's come so far, but then she also took a few steps back. So.
It's be really clean. I remember when it had like the stanced out wheels on it, and you'd mob this thing all over town.
Yep. When I had the diamonds, whatever, the Diamondback racing steelies.
Yeah. Yep.
Man.
Some good old days.
I miss this thing, but now she's finally gonna get all cleaned up and she's gonna be looking fresh hopefully soon. While we're on the topic of paint and body work, as you guys know, Trevor did all the paint and body work on the red MR2. Came out freaking awesome, and Trevor's always helped us out in the past, and you know, he's just an awesome friend of ours. I want to let you guys know that he's doing a giveaway on a 700 horsepower Evo along with $10,000 cash. All you have to do is order something off motionautotv.com and you will automatically have a chance to win the Evo. So it's an awesome car. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out on his channel, Motion Auto TV, and the giveaway is happening live right now. You guys have a chance to win a badass Evo, so definitely go check it out. Like I said, he supports us, so I want to shout out this giveaway for him because it's an awesome car. So don't miss out on your chance to win that Evo. So we got Waggo over here at Adam's shop, and I guess I was pronouncing it wrong. It's BodeVision.
Yep.
Not BodeVision, but we're gonna be leaving this thing here with him for a few weeks, probably over a month, because he has some stuff he has going on here. He said he probably won't get to it for 2 to 3 weeks from now, which I'm completely fine with. we're not doing anything with Wago anyways until then, but yeah, just gonna go through it, get this thing painted up, get it looking good, so I'm super excited. And you said you've done cars for like Taylor and...
Yeah. I did Taylor Ray's. He had a GC8 that I did. I also did his LS Miata. I did his roommate Ben's car. You guys might know of the Hellcat Swap Miata, the orange one that was going around like crazy. It was at Hoonigan. I did that one as well. So I've done a couple cars that have been around, and I'm glad to be doing this. It's gonna be super fun. And I know you said you forgot the hood, so you're gonna come back. Hopefully by the time you come back with the hood, I'll have some progress to show you guys, and that's what I'm hoping to do.
Yeah, if we bring the hood back. I'm not sure what we're gonna do about the whole hood situation yet, just because we have the hood exit on here. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I might just send it and just cut a hole and leave the hood exit on Wago, but then just have a nice clean hood over it. But I think either way it would be good to have the hood painted to then decide what we want to do with it later on.
Yeah, and as I'm doing everything else, it won't be much, just spray it at the same time, you know.
I appreciate you letting us bring it down and going through her, because she's been needing some love.
Yeah, and I'll be posting all these videos on my channel. It's just BodeVision again. That'll all be there, every single video from start to finish, and maybe you can come up one time as I'm working on it, give them an update, and if you guys want to check that out, I don't know, link in the description. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, no, definitely do it. I'll put his channel in the link below, and yeah, he's going to show all the progress while he's doing it once he gets to it, and definitely go check that out, because can't thank him enough for taking this on.
It's really not bad.
It's really not terrible.
Like I'm so used to cars that need so much. Even don't get me wrong, it needs a lot, but it's like the doors aren't like dented to hell, and the roof don't look bad. And then we're just gonna go OEM color, right?
Yeah.
You send me the paint code.
Yep. Yeah, it's the same as the.
Okay.
This is the engine bay. I did the same color too.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably what it looks like when it was new.
Right.
A little more vibrant. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thank you, man.
Real good.
And what year do you say this was?
It's a 1988 Honda Accord hatchback.
The LS swap.
Yeah.
That's badass.
And rear wheel drive.
Yeah, rear wheel drive.
So
everything.
sweet.
Yeah, it's a drift Honda, maybe. But so the front and rear subframes GTO, like everything had to be custom. Like one of the biggest things that I wanted to do, like with the steering column, for example, it's the OEM Honda steering column that's going to come down to the GTO rack. So that had to be adapted with half of the knuckle was Honda, the other half was GTO. And it all works phenomenally. And I mean, even like, it's got some good angle on it too for a Honda, you know?
Power steering and all.
Yep, exactly.
Dang, son. That's fancy.
This is your car too then, right?
Yeah.
Integra?
Yep, so it's an Integra. I got it, when I got it, it wasn't running and it was pink, so I got it for a great deal. And my plan with the car was to go all out, build it, but there's so many Integra builds on YouTube that, nothing against an Integra build, but I wanted to do something a little different. Then I couldn't decide, then the car just sat. So now what I'm doing is just a full color change.
So you're gonna make the whole car this color?
Yeah, the whole car will be this color. So I just did this first, and there's a lot of different ways that you could paint a car, and honestly, this might not be the best way to do it, but the way that I work is I want to pull the motor, paint the bay, put the motor back in. Because then if I have too many parts laying around, it's hard for me to keep track of what's going on, especially if I'm working on a couple different cars at a time. So the base is this color, the motor's going to go back in, then we're going to start working on jamming out the car, doing all the jams, so all the panels will come off. I'm going to do the jams, then all the panels will go back on, so that way the car is painted all at the same time. It's going to look as good and as uniform as we can make it, and the whole car is going to be this color. So Project Pepto is what I called it. Pepto-Bismol car. Yeah. So,
yeah, it definitely has that color scheme going on right now.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's gonna look really good when it's done.
Yeah, thank you.
That engine bay came out nice.
Thank you.
You're only one dude, so you can only
exactly.
get so much done.
And I appreciate you understanding that, because you work on cars. It's best working on cars for people who also work on cars. because
they understand.
Exactly. So it's a fun project. I'm looking forward to it. And like I said earlier, I like that our mindset is like, we're just going to make it look the best that we possibly can with what we have. We're not going to go crazy with Wago, but it'll look good. I promise you that.
Well, this is where Wago's going to be living for the next few weeks until I'm over here gets to her. Appreciate you working on it and getting her looking good. So it was nice to meet you. And
yeah, man. I'll send you updates, and again, all the updates will be on my channel as well. So if anybody wants to check it out, that's over there, and I'm looking forward to doing it, making the car look, you know, it runs good. I want to make it look good.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We'll be back, boys.
We got a long drive, and it's late.
Yeah.
And we're both hungry.
Yeah, it's not dark.
It is now very dark.
Hour and a half away.
So.
But Waggo made the drive too. I need to congratulate her for that because she was mobbing out. And I hit third gear on the way here.
Wow. Proud of you.
I got it on video, so some people might not believe me. We were back at the shop getting everything sorted out on the S14. The first drive the other day went pretty well, but as you guys saw, there were a couple little things that we needed to address. The drive shaft was making a whole bunch of noise. I saw the comments and we actually didn't notice that the yoke had some marks on it, so it was hitting as well, and that was just on the e-brake cable along with where the other marks were. So we got the cables tucked out of the way, so we should be good on that. We haven't drove it yet to see if that was the problem, but we're getting ready to here soon, even though it's dark out. We got the wastegates plumbed, so we should be able to see how much boost it's making. We put some different springs in there that are hopefully only like 4 to 6 pounds at most wastegate springs. We don't want this thing making too much boost. But yeah, we'll have to drive it to see what kind of boost it's making. We got a wideband bung welded on this downpipe right here with a sensor so we can retune for fueling. And yeah, other than the tune, it's pretty much ready to go. Everything's done. And then we also got the water box plumbed in, so we'll show that real quick. It's working awesome. We just hit this switch right here. Oh, and then the last thing on the car is still the alternator. That's the one last thing this car needs is the alternator, and then everything's done, good to go. But real quick, we'll show you the water box. It's already on, power on. You can hear it kicking on back here. Check that out. We are blowing water noise. So, keep the intercooler nice and cool. And for those of you that don't know, that came from Motion Raceworks. So huge shout out to Motion Raceworks for the water cooler setup. You guys can get the same one if you actually have an LS. We're using it for a Honda J series, but it's a very popular intercooler option. It's the shear fab intercooler. Got it all through Motion Raceworks. So looks like it's gonna work awesome. So that's done, and we're going to put that lid back on. Everything else works. We're gonna go try to take it down the road and see if that noise is gone, rip on it a little bit and see what kind of boost it wants to make, because when we drove it the other day, we had a whole bunch of vacuum ports open and boost leaks everywhere. So now it should be good, and we'll actually see what it's gonna try to do on the road. And hopefully it doesn't blow up.
That would be ideal.
The noise yet.
Yeah, not yet, so I mean, there's that.
We could hear it before even at low speeds, so the brakes work really good now.
Yeah.
We also got the line back on the brake booster.
Need to raise that idle up a little. Big oof.
That felt pretty good.
Yeah. It feels like it's starting to go. Was that limiter or was that like?
Yeah,
was that limiter?
That was limiter already.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that noise is gone completely.
Yeah. Just those cables. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. Well guys, that's going to be it for this video. We took the S14 out last night and everything felt great. Our next step with the car is to take it over to the Freedom Factory and see if it wants to do a fat burnout. So that will be hopefully the next video. And I want to give a huge shout out to Adam for taking Waggo on, and hopefully, you know, in like a few weeks to a month we can get Waggo back and it will be looking like a whole new car. I'm super excited about that. And then also, don't forget to enter the Evo giveaway that Trevor is doing through Motion Auto TV. Links for everything will be in the description below. And lastly, thanks to Keeps for sponsoring today's video. Had a whole bunch of collaborations in this one, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.